Hello, people of Earth. Welcome to the fucking show. I'm Slave to the Rhythm. Let's have a look at the headlines tonight. American, British and Afghan troops launched the largest offensive in Afghanistan since the Taliban were overthrown in 2001 to, overthrow the Taliban. Huh? The fascist state of Israel says there's no evidence of their involvement in the murder of a Hamas member in Dubai, or indeed the existence of the state of Israel, Mossad, Hamas, or that the people of Palestine are inmates in the world's largest prison. In the UK, public debt reaches an all-time high of 178 billion this year, ensuring peasant poverty and compliance with the wishes of our unnamed masters, bankers. More on those stories in a minute, but first, a special report from Deke Jackson on surveillance and the war on terror. Don't panic, ladies and gentlemen. You are being filmed for reasons of national security. The government believes terrorists are among us, and our unintelligence services have narrowed the list of suspects down to everyone in the fucking country. In order to protect your freedom, we must give up all of our privacy and much of our liberty. Laws are in place allowing tens of thousands of state snoopers to listen to your phone calls, read your emails, check your bank accounts, and examine every keystroke of your internet activity. Every page, every search, everything you do. But it's okay, because if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear. Does anybody else have a problem with that? I know I do. It's a bit like being ass raped and then told by the rapist, it's okay, I washed my dick. Honestly, it's a really clean dick. I polish it every day, all the way to the hilt. Oh yeah. Before plunging it deep into the dark recesses of your privacy sphincter. But you have nothing to fear from your privacy sphincter being probed by the state's penis. It's free from disease, and we're only raping you to see if you object to being raped. Which of course would mean you are a terrorist. You can see how that works there. Now, if it were only one government dick up your ass, you might think, well, it probably is clean. Or at least it's quite clean, and I only have one dick to worry about. But it isn't. Under anti-terror laws in the US and UK, tens of thousands of minor-ranking civil servants can shove their probing penis of inquiry deep into the orifice of your annus privatus. Goons from Social Security, Welfare, the Coast Guard Health Service, even the garbage collectors and school rectors can search your bank records, phone calls and web activity. Isn't that too many dicks? Can we really be sure they're all clean? In the UK there are 65 million suspects in the war on terror. So we've narrowed the suspects in the war on terror down to 65 million in the UK at least. Every single resident. Wow. That's going to be a long investigation, isn't it? It's a pity our security services are so inept they can't whittle that down a little. Mind you, these are the people who claimed there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, and even with satellites, UAV drones and bribery to call on, they can't find Osama bin Laden, an aging bogeyman with kidney disease hiding in Pakistan or Afghanistan, where, by the way, there's enough military and Secret Service personnel to simultaneously piss on every rock in the land. Perhaps they think Osama bin Laden is hiding among us. Perhaps they're embarrassed that they can't find him or narrow the terror suspects down. Well, I can help. Because for a start, they can eliminate my mum. Yes, my mum is not a terrorist. It's very unlikely she'll become radicalized or blow herself up killing innocent bystanders in the process. Trust me, you can cross her off the list. I'm sure, in fact, that most people are not terrorists, and I'm outraged by these tyrannical powers, the like of which Hitler, Stalin, Mao Zedong and Kim Il-jung could only have dreamed of. What's to be done? Where's the uproar? What are you going to do about it? I'll tell you what you're going to do. Nothing. That's right. You and your electricity bill are going to keep your head down and shut the fuck up. You, all of us in fact, are complicit in our own oppression and destruction of the planet. We're shuffling into a future of Orwellian horror unseen since the Stasi state of East Germany, and we're not going to do anything about it because life is good. Yes, it is. Here we all are on the internet amusing ourselves or educating ourselves or becoming informed while I'm drinking peasant-in-the-field coffee. I typed this piece on a Chinese tyranny laptop powered by nuclear arms race byproduct electricity, and it's great. So ambivalent are we about losing our freedom, so we can be free, I can barely bring myself to read another word of detail about it. It's a bummer, isn't it? Our lying, murdering governments and us consuming the planet so fast we'll need another 3 Earths just to carry on like this. Never mind any growth. The lying, murdering military-industrial machine grinding out years of inconclusive war on mud hut-dwelling sand niggers so our debts can foot the bill forever. The war on terror isn't going to end. It's way too profitable. And anyway, it's a great excuse to oppress any dissent about the real problem. Consumerism. That's right, the war on terror is a fucking nonsense. Oh, 3,000 people died in 9/11 and we killed 1 million brown people for having oil. Trivial, petty, irrelevant lies. 100 species go extinct every day. Our forests have been decimated, the oceans are being emptied and they're acidifying. Our atmosphere's been irrevocably altered by the Industrial Revolution and 500 atomic bombs detonated in it. All of this while we watched, shopped and scratched our arse. Not only will we allow our government to fuck our privacy sphincter anytime they want, as long as the shops are open, we'll continue to stand by idle as a few wealthy bankers who have all the money anyway preside over the further destruction of Earth to become even more powerful. So, let's just bend over, people. Bend over, part our butt cheeks and enjoy the reaming of our private life by fascist minions. We earned it. We created it. And you know what? We deserve it. And now, a closer look at the top stories in the headlines tonight. More than 15,000 US, UK and Afghan troops are taking part in Operation Mushtarak in Helmand province. Barack Obama didn't say the operation is a farce and that the Taliban will blend into the community and wait for us to finish our propaganda stunt before returning when the danger is over. Our troops will die and kill civilians, but their sacrifice will be worthwhile when freedom has been given to Afghanistan. As many of you know, America has vast reserves of dumb, a byproduct of their way of life, and by giving freedom to countries that don't want it, they can pretend they're doing something good whilst getting rid of our freedom all over the world. Israeli Secret Service agents are suspected of involvement and being part of a Secret Service agency. The government of Israel has refused to confirm or deny the existence of state-trained killers, or their whereabouts, or the names of any more people they're going to kill in the name of nationalism. UK Foreign Secretary David Miliband has said he's determined to completely ignore the use of fake UK passports used by alleged killers of Hamas commander. Anyway, the Israeli ambassador has said he was unable to confirm or deny the existence of Israel or Palestine. In fact, even I don't exist. After which he donned a fake beard and stood in the corner pretending he wasn't there. In the UK, public borrowing will reach an all-time high this year, with our government getting us into 178 billion of debt with unnamed bankers. Our massive indebtedness will enable people we owe money to, whose names we don't know, to dictate our economic policies, influence our laws and government, and sip pina coladas on a private beach somewhere whilst jerking off to the thought of our children being their debt slaves as well. Meanwhile, as energy prices and taxation rise, the ongoing poverty adjustment of UK peasants will ensure lives of quiet complicity in our own economic slavery, as well as fostering an attitude of fuck those brown people, I want a pay rise, cheaper food and a return to blissful ignorance. More on that story later. Finally tonight, as tens of thousands of US and UK troops continue Operation Mushtarak in Afghanistan, we have a message for anyone considering joining the armed forces to help with the fight for freedom. Don't.
Can you tell me why killing in your name? It's the best idea we got and from where it came. Oh freedom, won't you give me one more reason to go off and wear a uniform and say it's all for you, yeah. If I'm freedom enough to fall for it, I guess I better go. Freedom enough to swallow that, the truth I'll never know. I'm freedom enough to dream, we're heroes after all, and freedom enough to kill for you after all. Now the band is playing Dixie, marching to the beat. I heard the call of liberty, my destiny I'll meet. They say my country needs me to come along for the ride. Now here we're fighting evil, and God is on our side. Yeah, and God is on our side. So saddle up and sing along, people got to know. Freedom needs us all to be stars in the show. I know it seems a little odd, seems a little strange, why liberty has disappeared in freedom's name. Yeah, the plan is grand. Sign on the line. Freedom enough to fall for it, I guess I better go. Freedom enough to swallow that, the truth I'll never know. Freedom enough to dream, we're heroes after all. I'll be dumb enough to kill for you after all. So patriotic since I saw the awesome arsenal of weaponry I will get to shoot when I am officially a shooter. Remember, it's not murder if somebody else tells you to do it. That's war. It's only murder if you decide to kill people yourself.
And now, a brief look at the weather. The vast resources of the earth will be plundered for a short-term economic gain by a few wealthy bankers. Most of humanity will be ignorant of the facts, and the ones that aren't will be lazy, ineffectual, and distracted by economic crisis cooked up by our complicit leaders. Looking ahead, mass starvation is a possibility across much of the globe, with just a chance of nuclear war if conditions are right. Have a nice weekend.